Chicken Inn Football Club are through to the next round of the Chibuku Super Cup following a 1-0 victory over a battling Green Fuel in a tightly contested first-round match played Saturday afternoon at LUVEVE Stadium. In a game where both sides created a fair number of chances to win, Chicken Inn were the first to knock at the Green Fuel door with a Xolani Ndlovu's crossmower that needed an alert David Bizabani to tip wide of the right-hand post. Green Fuel responded with an eye-catching display of passing football using the full width of the pitch that stretched their opponents, creating vital gaps to test keeper Donovan Bernard. He did well to tame Abukosi Spanda's 15th-minute drive from the edge of the box. The visitors began to trouble their hosts in different aspects of the game and almost caught them napping at the back following a crisp turnover that saw Collins Dua release hard-running Ngobile Ndlovu, but again an alert Bernard was quick off the line to deny the fuelman. The Gamecocks bench was shaken into rearrangement and appeared to have made the appropriate adjustments as they began to enjoy a fair share of the midfield exchanges. George Majiga's dipping driver needed a spectacular save from David Bizabani, and from the resultant corner kick, Mpumelelo Bebe could not make effective contact with the header as the ball flashed across the face of goal. On the 28th minute, Green Fuel were inches off the mark after Ngobile Ndlovu was first onto a cross into the box, but his touch whistled marginally over the bar. At the other end, the Gamecocks were equally close, with Xolani Ndlovu's sizzling shot missing at the right post by a whisker. The two teams were now at each other's throat as action swung from one goal end to the other, with nothing much separating them. Long before the end, you got the feeling that it would go the way of those that got the first goal, as they appeared well matched, going pound for pound to test each other's wits. It's not always goal-mouth action that illuminates play, and Chicken Inn's Richard Hochiro would entertain his band of supporters with a stylish back heel in defense, a show of confidence and skill where most would demand basic and simple play. They instantly composed a song in Hochiro's honor. 0-0 at the break then, no goals but enough action to keep the fans entertained, and when they returned, the Green Fuel will stretch the home defense to the limit, Ngobile Ndlovu doing well to link up with Collins Dua, who could not hit the target from the edge of the box. Chicken Inn needed to tighten things up at the back as they frequently lost possession unnecessarily, awarding their opponents dangerous opportunities in the box. Donovan Bernard had to be alert after Nelson Mwasanga had stolen a shot, but Bernard made it look easy. The defining moment arrived in the 55th minute, and quite some scrutiny will go to Green Fuel keeper David Bizabani. With what looked a basic save required of a genius MTUNGAMIRI strike, Bizabani made a mess of what should have been a straightforward save, and Chicken Inn were in front. Perhaps to finish the game stronger, Chicken Inn coach Prince Matore had started with some of his key players on the bench, most notable Michael Charamba and Brian Nusa. Charamba, the club's top goal scorer, came on in the 57th minute to set the mood alight with some electric pace on the right that was just a handful to contain. 3 minutes later, Charamba was at it again, combining with Leslie Lunga for the latter to swing in a delightful cross that Malvin Water glanced across the face of goal. At the other end, Tatenda Gora's header was goal-bound, but so was Donovan Bernard on point to pluck it to safety. Other than just the goal, Chicken Inn had a better second half and could have increased their lead with the Xolisani Moyo stinger deflected off its goalward path to land a few inches away from the right-hand post. Green Fuel never gave up the fight, and whilst cautious not to concede a killer goal, they sought the equalizer and again were marginally off with a free kick that Tatenda Gora's header sliced wide of the left-hand post. Of course, the visitors gave it their best, but this was just one of those days when best was just not good enough. That perhaps explains the numerous misses at goal, most of them identical. So it was that at the end, the two teams would be separated by that moment of error by the goalkeeper, and Green Fuel's hopes of progress in the cup were done. Chicken Inn squeezing their way into the next round then, and they shall be hoping that they get better as they progress further towards the final. If they don't, then they know pretty well that their grey areas will be punished by more clinical opponents. For the Premier Soccer League at LUVEVE Stadium in Bulawayo, I'm Tandazani Zimga.